Clips. Alright to YouTube, another one of Kip's Clips. So I've seen this story over on the RTs. It was released today. Let's have a quick look where else it has been released from. Here it's here. Now at the moment, as the time of making this clip, you'll see it's coming through the Independent, an Australian network, RT, Deutsche Welle and the Star Online, which I believe is a Lebanese. Is it the British one or the Lebanese one? I think this will be the Lebanese one. If it's the Lebanese one, it's a Western leading propaganda. Star Online, I believe that might be the Lebanese one. Anyway, I digress. That ain't the point of the exercise, right? But what's for me is very clearly manifesting here is more evidence of the two camps at war, the yin and the yang of the New World Order. I've said this 1,000,001 times in the past to try and simplify very complex situations, because everybody will be. It's very confusing when you say they're all in it together, but then you say, but the warring parties are very real. There's a war on for your loyalty. There's competing ideologies out there. The ideologies are the yin and the yang to create the energy, which is meant to be creative energy. You can argue that war, death, and all that good stuff, Armageddon, creativity and stuff. But if you think about the control structure as a pyramidic structure, Illuminati, if you want to, in each, this is the way I've explained it in the past, in each sort of a level of the pyramid, you will get competing parties. You will get the left and right, but they're part of the same power structure. But on that level, you're allowed to argue about the crumbs that the left and the right are allowed to argue about, and so on and so forth. It's the exact same on every level of the pyramid. The same way that they like us slaves to compete with fellow slaves, because what the elitists find is us slaves work a wee bit harder for those breadcrumbs if we're competing with a lot more slaves for those same breadcrumbs. You get me? It's a very easy psychology, and that works at every single way up the ladder, I would argue, until you reach the singularity at the top. Now, saying that, a good way of explaining it, look at America. One flag, one country, united, will always stand strong. You've got Trump and you've got Obama. Two very different camps polarising the country right now. Different agendas, and using America as the juggernaut to try and push those geopolitical agendas that both camps have, right? These elite, global, black nobility scumbags do not recognise the countries and the flags that we do, that us peons have been trained like the Pavlovian rats that we are to obey. Rule Britannia! I say, look, I wear flags and protest to their stupidity, man. What does this flag mean to you? Do you know what it means to me? A stupid ass t-shirt that it really does. I don't follow any flag, and in my humble opinion, neither should anybody. It's not that I don't like where I'm from, it's just I don't like the story behind all these flags and what it represents. Die in the name of your country. I'll die in the name of people in my community and stuff, not in the name of a flag and whoever fucking claims ownership of that shit. Anyway, I digress. So in America, one country, one flag, but you've got two entities fighting out geopolitical agendas, right? Not a good guy, not a bad guy, competing entities within the pyramidic structure. They will never question the system because they're the yin and yang in one level of the pyramid. Now, to explain that, that's why you would have competing entities to sway political opinion and reframe the political landscape of these countries in Europe. And this is what's happening. So, to think that, oh, who put this in here and for what reason, and why would Europeans or the leaders of Europe go and bomb their own citizens and stuff? Because there is competing entities going on inside these countries. It's part of the allowed control system. They want two controlled dogs. They all control both sides. You always win. They don't want one controlled slave. They want two controlled slaves and get them to compete about who's the best slave owner of the other slaves underneath them, so on and so forth. It's a Ponzi scheme of slavery, if you want to call it that. Now, try and keep this short and sweet. Here was, not too long ago, the Irish Times, it was everywhere. German police detain fake asylum seeker soldier. German soldier, kidded on to be asylum seeker, then get caught trying to do operations to make asylum seekers look bad, and another guy was arrested with him at the time. At the time I was pointing to Operation GLADIO 2.0, a coined term, but what I was hoping to hit home with using it was just go and look into Operation GLADIO. Come to use your own discernment. You decide what happened. People still dispute that this was a NATO-run operation, a CIA-led NATO operation, to stop and hamper Russian Soviet intelligence and influence in Europe from rising. Right? Because again, certain people will just point to it and go, NATO was just bombing their own people, and they were. I'm not disputing that. It was more complicated than that, and again, it shows you the yin and yang, the competing ideologies which are allowed to exist, because none of these ideologies question the Bank of Rothschild, do they? So go and check out Operation GLADIO. I was in that clip there. I was talking about the Basra incidents. Another interesting thing to try and get your grasp around these competing entities right now and who's got more influence in what areas. Well, the EU seems to be coming out and trying to still back up this Iran P5+1 deal, as Donald Trump is doing his best to scupper it. So go and figure. Now, I'll leave a link for all that down below. You can go and check it out. False flag! False flag! Pee Wee Herman says so, so it is real. But RT, man, you spot the language they're using, where it come from, the memes, how they use to drag you in. And I'm not disputing this story. As I'm pointing out, I think it's important. A lot more context. But they're painting it out as if like it's just one bad guy out there and RT and the Russian Federation's good. The reason we get all this fucking strife and murder and thingy is because there's two competing arsehole entities allowed to duke this out in fucking clandestine warfare in among our citizens. Anyway, leave a link for all this down below. You can go and check this out. He's got guy's name's funny, Maximilian T. Sounds like a rapper, doesn't it? 27-year-old. He was investigated because of links because of the other guys detained as well. So it looks like they've found a kind of what you would be called a sleeper cell within the German army ranks. Who would have a sleeper cell inside the German army ranks? It's not as if the intelligence services recruit from the army now, is it? Anyway, all links will be below. You can go and check it out. Make sure you check out Reality Chat tonight as well, and NewsRant at 6 o'clock on Daisy's and Peter's channels. I'll share it on the community page as and when I can. Alrighty, YouTube. Thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the good stuff. If you get any value from the clips I do, feel free to use the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. It is very much appreciated. And leave all your comments, good, bad, ugly and indifferent. I will read and respond to as many as I can. Alrighty, YouTube. Thanks for listening. Cheese. Work, goddamn you.
Es ist F.E.A.R, es ist F.E.A.R, es ist F.E.A.R, come on. It keeps the cheese and the maize and the rats and the race and those peasants in the days like Edmund Bernays. It's a F.E.A.R, come on.